Okay, so this video was originally just gonna be a rant about ports, but I had a lot more stuff to rant about, so at the start it's gonna seem like it's just a video about ports, but it's not. It's about other stuff too. So don't be confused on why I'm talking about it like this the whole video. I have very mixed opinions about game ports. There are very good ones, like Persona 5 Royal on the Switch, and Doom Eternal on the Switch, and then like Persona 3 Reload on the Switch 2, and the Resident Evil trilogy on Switch 2, and then Persona 3 Reload on Switch 2 again. That game is really, really fun. And then on the other end, there is any of the COD, Wii, or DS games. Those aren't good. I don't like those games. And that's really not what I'm here to talk about. I don't know why I started the video off like that. What I'm here to talk about is mainly the new Black Ops 1 and 2 ports on the PS5. I think they're good. I bought Black Ops 1, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. But, you know, they're not remastered. That game came out in 2010. It's on the PS5 now, and they're charging $40 for it. I feel like they should probably make it either way cheaper, or they should remaster it. It's Activision. They can obviously afford it, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Well, okay, it's Activision. Of course they wouldn't. But, as I was saying, I like it a lot. I've been having a lot of fun with it, but I don't think that they should charge $40 for a non-remastered game. I never played Black Ops 1 or 2 when they first came out, but I did play the Spider-Man game when it first came out, and that game was really fun. And then a couple years later, when the PS5 came out, they remastered that one and put it on the PS5.
More of them? Guys, if you worked this hard at a legit job, you wouldn't need to be criminals.
You're gonna regret this, minor freak.
Wish I could bottle and sell that man's optimism. Sounds like he's left the lab for the day. Good time to work on my suit in private.
That makes no sense to me. It still looked perfectly fine when the PS5 came out. So I don't know why they would charge money for a remaster on a console that made it look kind of better, not even that much better, and then, like I just said, charge money for it. And that's the same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. They did the same thing and then charged money for that one as well. And I guess it just probably money. They were popular games, so they would make money off of it if they remastered it for the PS5. And then Nintendo does the same thing. They've been just remastering Switch games and putting them on the Switch 2 for extra money. And of course people are going to buy those because, first of all, Nintendo fans, they will buy literally anything. And then I guess Insomniac also has fans, but I still don't get why they would do that. And like I said, the games look perfectly fine still. The Switch games, not as much, but I really feel the only thing that's bad about those is some of the load times. Like, Skyrim's load time on there is abysmal. But, like, that's no need to remaster games that are a couple years old and really don't need a remaster. But then, even worse, charge money for it. If it's like a free upgrade if you buy a PS5 or a Switch 2, that's fine. But charging like $10 or something if you already have the original game is stupid. Now back to ports. What I was originally saying is the Black Ops 1 and 2 ports are fine. But they are a port that actually deserves a remake. Just like the Red Dead Redemption port. I feel that should have gotten a remake with it, but it didn't. It's still just a PS3 game. And I really hope Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker, when they come out on new consoles, don't do the same thing. Like, the first Metal Gear Solid Master Collection really didn't add anything. And I don't like that. I really like the games on there, but I don't like how they didn't really add much. If they added like new content and stuff, I feel like it would have been more worth the $60 price tag. Now I know, oh, that's 3 games plus the NES Metal Gears and then a couple random ones like Snake's Revenge. I'm very happy I got Snake's Revenge in my Metal Gear Solid collection. But it really wasn't worth it. I waited for it to go on sale and it's still, I feel it was worth it then because now I gotta play those without emulating them because I feel emulators are a bit too slow sometimes. But still, I feel like they should have remastered them and they should have added the whole soundtrack instead of just the, like, what was it, like 11 songs or something like that. And now my last rant is the censorship on Persona 4 Revival. Like, they said that they're going to be censoring Yosuke in Persona 4 Revival to make him more or less insensitive for, like, the new era or whatever the frick they said. And I feel that, first of all, I thought that Yosuke was hilarious that whole game. I'm not, like, gay or anything, so I don't know if his jabs at kanji were offensive or something like that. But I thought he was hilarious, and I feel one thing that Metal Gear Solid Master Collection did do well was they gave a little disclaimer at the beginning of every game, and they were like, this game has scenes or themes or something like that that are outdated, but we're going to keep them how they are to preserve the creator's original vision or something like that. And there was like a little warning for like, oh, don't play this if you're going to get offended about that. And I feel that was one thing that they did well, and I wish they would just do that with Persona 4 Revival. And I'm worried about what else they're going to censor because that game was hilarious. I don't want them to censor any of the funny parts, but they probably will. And then another thing is Persona 6. Now, believe it or not, I am not an adult, but I think that Persona 6 should be about college because it's weird to have a bunch of adult fans, because the Persona fandom is mainly adults. The games are rated M. But, you know, it's kind of weird to have a bunch of adults talking about which high schooler is the best to romance in a game. And I know your character is also in high school, but it's still just kind of weird to me. And then also at the end of every social link, there is implied sex, and that's kind of weird for high schoolers. And even worse than that, lately in Persona 5, you've been able to date a bunch of adults. Well, 3 adults, I think. And then that's kind of weird. So if they were all adults, that would be a lot better. That might just be me, though. I don't know. Also, I lied. This is my last rant here, I think. The PS3 shop closing down. I'm thinking about getting a PS3, and I don't want the shop to close down. There are plenty of digital-only games or games that are really expensive physically that you won't be able to get once those close down. And I know all the online shops eventually close down, but it still makes me angry. Now, there's not too many games that I am like, oh, I need this before the shop closes down. Really, the only one is Persona 3 Fez, which I really want to try, but my emulator is really slow on my PC, so I want to get a PS3 for that. But then, you know, there's also stuff like PS Vita. I'm either thinking of getting the PS3 or the PS Vita. So I want to, if I get a PS Vita, I'm going to want Persona 4 Golden. And I'm not sure how much that usually is, but every time I look it up and eBay pops up, it's like $900, so I doubt that's right. But still, it's probably going to be more expensive. I want Minecraft on there. I want Rayman Legends on there. There's just a whole bunch of games that I want on these consoles, and I'm not going to be able to get some of them because they're either so expensive to get them physically and the digital stores are shutting down. And another thing is 3DS. That one's been closed down for a couple of years now, but that still sucks because a lot of those games are extremely expensive. And I know there's the 8 shop and stuff, which is nice, but I also like actually owning the games, and, can't really do that. Because the games are so expensive now that you can't, get them very well because they're so expensive. I just said that they're so expensive like 4 times in a row, didn't I? But what I'm trying to say is that the shop closing down, people sell them now for a bunch of money because can't get them and own them otherwise. And that goes into another thing that I'm gonna rant about. So yeah, I lied for the second time, so now is probably my last rant. Maybe. But anyway, it's scalpers. I hate scalpers. I'm not even really in the Pokemon card, I don't know if you call it a fandom, but I don't really buy Pokemon cards anymore. I used to, but I never really learned how to play the game, and I don't really want to collect them because they're expensive. And the scalpers, even, I just watch videos about people talking about how much they suck, and I agree. It's not even, I see people scalping lots of things, I don't see it happening, but I see videos of it. Mainly Pokemon cards, I've seen some people try Yu-Gi-Oh cards, that doesn't really work. Video games, physical ones. I saw a video, and somebody scalped GTA 6, the digital-only game that can't sell out, and somebody bought it off of the scalper. So, I guess a lot of people are just enabling this crap by buying from the scalper, and they really just need to stop. Because, they're gonna keep doing that, and you're gonna keep wasting a ton of money on just scalp products, which isn't intelligent. And that's just really dumb, because, what I just said is, if you keep buying the scalp products, they're gonna keep scalping, and then once they keep scalping, then it'll just become normal, which I guess it already kinda is. And then everyone will just be buying from scalpers for more than market price, and like I've been saying, that's just really dumb. And then, alright, okay, another rant. You guys, I keep lying, that was the 3rd time, I think. PlayStation. They're stopping their physical discs, the making of physical discs in 2028. And they announced that right after taking over 500 movies and TV shows from their PlayStation Movies thing and not refunding the people and taking it out of their library. So, first of all, they're taking away the physical discs, which is how you own the game. And I like owning stuff, by the way. And they just took off a ton of movies, took it out of the people's library, and didn't refund them, which I just said. I don't know why I keep repeating myself. But why are we supposed to trust them to not do that with the games that we buy? That makes no sense at all. Oh yeah, and I just lied again. This one might be my last rant. But according to the ESA, making private servers in games is piracy. The heck? How is that piracy? Their examples was Minecraft and Call of Duty having private servers, and how because that's not made by the people, it's a crime. You know that literally on Minecraft's website, it tells you how to make a private server. And you're telling me that's piracy? How does that make any sense at all? Okay, I just lied for the 5th time or something. I've lost track now. This one might be my last rant. But, just the price of gaming at this point is stupid. Consoles keep raising their prices. Steam just raised the price of the Steam machine. No, not the Steam machine. The Steam Deck. The Steam machine cost $1,000 without a controller to buy, and that's just for those. For the games, they're like $70 right now, and like I was talking about earlier, $40 for a port of a PS3 game, and that's not even with the DLC, by the way, which I forgot to mention. The DLC is an extra $30. If you want the DLC with it, that's $70 for a PS3 game. But, and GTA 6 is gonna be $80 or something, I don't remember. I don't play GTA, so I don't really care about this. But then, they've locked some stuff behind the Premium Edition, which is $100. And because of that, a bunch of other games, probably Nintendo first, or something like that, are gonna think it's okay to charge $100 per game. And I hate that. How the heck is anybody supposed to afford that? $100 for one game is insane. It for GTA 6, maybe, I don't know how big it's gonna be or something like that. It's been in development for like 10 years or something, and it's like the most anticipated game of all time. But for most games, especially, I know Nintendo's gonna do it, and Nintendo games are not that long or that big or that detailed or anything like that. So there's no chance that a Nintendo game is going to be deserving of $100 per game. And they're already making stuff like, Pokopia, which looks fine. It doesn't look like it's worth $70 though. It looks like it's worth $30 at most. And they keep doing greedy stuff like announcing DLCs and paid DLCs and stuff before the game's even out. And it's so bad. And I just really don't know if very many people are going to be able to afford gaming in the future, because these prices keep going up, and we're not owning any of the things anymore. We're just kind of renting them, and it's bad. Alright, that was actually my last rant. So, I have clout disease, and my doctor said that if you subscribe, I'll be cured. So please do that. Okay, bye-bye.